Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
Satguru Sacha Patshaho, Patshaha Patshaho Siranda, Sacha Takht Nivas hai, Sad Sangat Sach Khand Vasanda, Sach Purman Nisan Sach, Sacha Hukam Na Mool Phiranda, Sach Shabad Taksal Sach, Gurte Gur Hoye Sabd Milanda, Sachi Bhagat Bandar Sach, Rag Ratan Kirtan Pavanda, Gurmukh Sacha Pant hai, Sach Dohi Sach Raj Karanda, Vihi Ekihi Chadao Chadanda, Vihi Ekihi Chadao Chadanda. Guru Pyare Sasang Ji, Dharma Ke Fateh Bani Ji, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sasang Ji, last week we were going through the 37th body but we went to the first half of Karam Khand. And this body, the 37th body, is actually contains two khands. Talks about Karam Khand and then Sach Khand. It's interesting because from Saram Khand, the previous body, 36th body, to now the end of this body, in between all of this, the Shabad Nanak doesn't come up. Normally, at the end of all the three previous ones, Taram Khand and Gyan Khand, Maharaj says Nanak. But in this one, it's like a continuous line. And especially between the Karam Khand and Sach Khand, there's no break. Now they are all related. This part of the reason is they're related. Because as we said previously, there's different levels of spirituality. Even in Mukti, there's different levels. It's not that everybody who gets Mukti becomes one with Vaheguru straight away. Even in that spiritual place, there are still different levels to go to. And from the fifth stage, the fifth Bhumika, which is from Saram Khand, when a person has sorted out their mind, Kariye Surt Mat Man Buddh, from this point, they will get Mukti. That's the idea. So there's no difference. It's all part of the same area, you might say. The person is going to go, after this life, they're not going to come back they're going to get Mukti, but there's still different levels. Especially between the Karam Khand and Sach Khand. We talked about previously that Karam Khand means two different things, but the reason they're related is because once we've gone through Karam Khand, to get to Sach Khand is not very far. It's very soon, because Maharaj, we said that Karam, one of the meanings is Bakshish. Bakshish doesn't take much time. We say in Asadiwa right at the beginning, Balahari Gure Apne Dyohari Sadwar, Jin Manas Te Devte Kiye, Kart Na Lagivar. That important part at the end, Kart Na Lagivar. It doesn't take long for Vaheguru to turn someone. It doesn't take long for Maharaj to go from Karam, as in Kirpa, to make them a Sach Khand Nivasi. That's why they're part of the same thing. Samajh lo, if you got to Karam Khand, you're very close to Sach Khand. So that's why there's no gap and they're part of the same body. Obviously there might be more reasons, we can't just elucidate all of them, but that's one understanding of that, why they're in the same body. So last week, just to summarize, because it was snowing, the sun was quite low, just to go quickly through Karam Khand, we said that one of the ways of understanding Karam Khand is to understand it as actions. And the second one is through Kirpa. How do we understand it through actions? Well, we know that when we look at Taram Khand, we said that could be coming into Maryada. To start to be a Tarmi person, to start to follow Guruji. Following that, we might come into action, we might come into some Gyan, Shabad Gyan. We start to understand what is Maharaj trying to teach us from understanding Gurbani. Then when we sorted out our mind in Saram Khand, Kariye Surt Mat Man Buddh, then only are we ready to start doing actions. We've got to the point where we understand Gyan and we've sorted out our mind. Then like Bani says ki Vidya Vichari Tam Par Upakari. Once we understand the Vichar of Shabad, when we understand what Maharaj is trying to tell us, then we can go and help someone. So then when they get to that stage of Karam Khand, they get action, their power is they're powered by Bani now. They're no longer powered by Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Ahankar. They've got rid of that. Now they are powered by Bani. This is why Karam Khand ki Bani Jor. And because of that, whenever they do something, they always thank Waheguru. They're walking on God's path, they do only the right actions that are worthy of Waheguru, but because of that, they also always thank Waheguru. Like Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, Ki Pai Jeet Meri Kirpa Kal Keri. I done the right job. I was successful, but Maharaj, all because of you, not because of our own. So they say, Karam Khand ki Bani Jor, and then because they're doing the right actions, they start to earn Kirpa. One of the ways of understanding Karam, in Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when they talk about Kirpa, they say ki Vadiyan so kya rees. Why should I have to compete with the rich people? Guruji says in there, Maharaj says, Jithe need Samalian, Tithe nadar teri bakshish. So where the poor people are being looked after, now they call Langar is one area. Where the poor people are being looked after, that's where God rains down there, nadar teri bakshish, the kirpa. So until the Khalsa starts to do what they're meant to do, Maharaj's kirpa is being held back. The person who does more gets more kirpa. It's not just about learning the knowledge, it's about doing something with it. Sikhi is not an empty philosophy where we just get mukti for ourselves. If we've come into Amrit, and we've come into Khalsa Red, or even as Sikh and we come to Gurdwara, we know that we are meant to do something with it. So Maharaj is saying, now when we get to Karam Khand, we start to do something, and the second thing from that is we get then a bakshish. We get kirpa, which is also Karam. So with this, we've cleaned our mind, we've made it ready in Karam Khand, and then we get the 4 blessings of Waheguru. Once we sorted ourselves out in Karam Khand, then Karam, then kirpa comes down, and Karam Khand ki Bani Jor. When this person gets to this level, whatever they say will come true. Their words, their Bani has power. Just like Baba Buddha Ji was able to say to Mata Ganga Ji that you will have a child and he'll be a great warrior. That's exactly what happened. We know there's many Mahapurukhs who've given a var, and once it happens, it has to happen because they get the jor of Waheguru inside them. Karam Khand ki Bani Jor. And how now do these two things work together? The Karam and the Kirpa. Well, one way we describe this is that we start to do the job of the Khalsa, but also in Bani it says, Karam karat hove neh karam. So when we start to do Kirpa, we start to do the right actions, we get so much blessings that actually we step outside of this Karam. There's no more karma of that person. The person gets to the level where they are no longer involved in the karmic life cycle. They're outside of this. They've got such khand guaranteed to them. As long as they stick within their head, this is what happens to them. And Maharaj says ki eh sarira meriya is jag mein aike kya tud karam kamaya. What is that karam? Ke karam kamaya tu sarira ja tu jag mein aya. Sees both. How much kirpa did you earn by doing the right actions? Jin har tera rachan rachya so har manna vasaya. You didn't put that Waheguru who made you into your mind. This is from Anand Sahib. Maharaj asking us, what are we doing with our life? So har manna vasaya, then gur parasadi har man vasya. Purab likhya paya. See, from there we're going to go to Sachkhand now. Just from that, from doing the right karam, now Maharaj says, then with Guru's grace, you will come and God will sit in your mind. So, we also said this is the Padarat Pavana. At this stage of Karam Khand, the person is full of bliss. They are blessed by Waheguru with so much bliss. That's why we said they are spiritual and physical warriors. They do the jobs and they get blessed. That's why we say Tithe Jod Mahabalsur. Inside them, they're full of Waheguru. That Ramya Hoya Ram, not Rama, but that Ramya Hoya Ram, who is inside all of us, is fully Pargatte. Tinme Ram Rahya Parpur. And then because they are worshipping Waheguru all the time, they are like that bride, Sita of Ram. Tithe Sito, Sita, Mehma Mahi. They're always praising Waheguru. And because they're doing this, praising Waheguru, they become so beautiful, we can't even talk about how beautiful they are. They just become so amazing, which is why Maharaj says, Take roop na kathya jahe. We can't talk about their roop, they become so beautiful. But we have an ishara. What happens to this person? How beautiful did they become? Maharaj says, Na oh hamare, na thage ja. They'll get mukti. They can't die now. They're going to go to Amarpuri. The Khalsa is trying to get to Amarpuri as well. They will go there, and then Maharaj says ki, they will never get robbed. Now what kind of robbery is this? They will never get touched by the Panch Chor. They're the robbers. They rob the most. They rob all of our spirituality. Those are the robbers. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. They don't get touched by those people anymore. They get full kirpa. And then Maharaj says they become the true Bhagats. They're the true worshippers of Vaheguru. The ones that are in Karam Khand, because they're from all worlds and all regions. Tithe Bhagat Vase Keloi. It doesn't matter if we're here and Harmandir Sahib's in Punjab. It doesn't matter, we can get mukti here. God is in every single world. It doesn't matter if you're Christian or Muslim or whatever. If you do this way of sorting out your mind, you will become a Bhagat. And the Bhagats are always respected. Which is why Bhagat Kabir is in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Which is why all the Bhagats are inside Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Because they have reached that level. Tithe Bhagat Vase Keloi. And what do these Bhagats do? Kare Anand Sacha Manasoi. They get the true bliss. They are absorbed in bliss. They will never come back. This is Sacha Anand. It doesn't mean it's going to go away. It's forever Anand. We might come to Gurdwara, especially someone like me, comes to Gurdwara, gets some Anand, goes back home, TV comes on, Anand is sort of forgotten about for a little while. These people are not in that level. They are there all the time. They are fully Sada Anand. So now let's go into Sachkhand and talk about what the next body, the next part of this body, of the 37th body, what Maharaj says that happens to these people. The next step up from here, from Karam Khand, what happens? So this is the Japji Sahib body. Maharaj says, Sachkhand vase nirankar, kar kar vekhe nadar nihal, tithe khand mandal var pand, je ko kathe ta ant na ant, tithe lo lo akar, jiv jiv hukam tive tivkar, vekhe vikse kar vichar, nanak kathna karda sar, nanak kathna karda sar. Sachkhand vase nirankar. Really important body. Really important line actually. Because the whole of Sikhi is about getting here. There's websites out there called Destination Sachkhand. This is what we're aiming for. We're aiming for this Sachkhand. It's a really important body, and it's a real shame you've only got me to talk about it. It'd be good to have somebody who was actually from there who could talk about it. But just to try, this is now the 7th Bhumika, the 7th stage of spiritual progress. At this point, this Sachkhand, the lines at the beginning of Japji Sahib Maharaj says, Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Pi Sach, Nanak Hosi Pi Sach. Right at the beginning Maharaj is telling us this. This is about Sach. Maharaj says, Give Sachiara Hoye. How do I become Sach? Give Kude to Tepal. How can I get away from falsehood? Break this wall. This is what this is all about. Everything in Sikhi is about this Sachkhand, this Sach. This Sahaj Avastha, Sat Bhumika is all about Sahaj Avastha, Turiya Avastha, the Chotha Pad. There's many words for this. We should understand all of them, because now this person goes beyond what we talked about, the deep sleep of the soul. The deep sleep means that the ego is now gone. This person is in complete, fully merged with Vaheguru. Where they are, that's Vaheguru. Effectively, if you're hanging out with this person, you're hanging out with God. That's what this is talking about. Maharaj says that the world is no longer separate from Vaheguru. This person, a good Pankti from Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Bani, explains this to us. Maharaj says, Gur Kirpa Jeh Narko Kini Teh Jugat Peshani Nanak Leen Payo Gobind Syon Jo Pani Sang Pani. It's very easy to understand that because it's Punjabi. Leen means to be absorbed, to be just totally merged. Jo Pani Sang Pani. Like water with water. You might have half a glass of water here, half a glass of water here. If you mix them up, you will never get the molecules back. That's it. Kul gaya. So this is the stage the person is trying to get to. Brahm Jnani Aap Nirankar. Same Nirankar, Sachkhand was saying Nirankar. The person gets to that level, they become one with Vaheguru. It's really, there's two real meanings of this as well. The word Sach. And they both work together as well. One is that Sach is that Vaheguru. the Aad Sach Waheguru, the Jugad Sach Waheguru, the Happy Sach Waheguru, and Nanak Hosi Pi Sach, always will be true. That Waheguru. That this Sachkhand is like some kind of transcendental heaven. Asar this tarti, asar mat lok, when we pass away and we reach this level, then all people even can go there while they're alive. There's a transcendental heaven. And a description of this transcendental heaven is being given to us already in Japji Sahib. Maharaj talked about So Dar Keha, So Kar Keha. We talked about that. What is that place like? What is that door like, Waheguru, where you are? So, even in this place, Maharaj says that there will be singing there. We know ki gaave todno paun pani pe santar. People are singing there. The whole of the tarti, every single being that's ever been there is there singing Kirtan. But Maharaj says that in that place is Nirankar. Sachkhand vasai Nirankar. So one way to understand this is that when we are thinking about Waheguru, although we may think about a place where everybody is singing Kirtan, it's not the case that when we get there, there's going to be some person we're going to bump into who looks like Waheguru. Because Maharaj has told us in Bani many times, that person is Nirankar. They have no form. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pasha says, ki Roop, na Rekh, na Rang Kich, Treh Gunte, Prabh, Pin, Tise Bujai Nanaka, Jis Hove, Suprasan. The person that Guruji is happy with gets blessed with this knowledge, that there's no man in the sky. I watched a movie this week. It was called The Invention of Line. And the guy tries to explain to people, it's quite a funny movie, you should watch it. The guy's trying to make up, he says there's a man in the sky. And he gives him this idea, man in the sky. And it sticks. And this week there was a lady who came on the YouTube channel. She watched a video what we made called What is Sikhi, What is Sikhism. She commented, she goes, it's really hard for me to get rid of this idea of a man in the sky. Because it's being fed into them. It's very hard for them to explain that. There is a personality there. There is a personality because Maharaj is telling us he's Karta Purkh. There's a being there. But this being doesn't have a form that we can understand. So let's try ourselves when we do Simran not to focus upon the form of Waheguru. As Guru Gobind Singh Ji says later on in one of their Banis, when they explain ki where is Waheguru, they say he's everywhere. Maharaj says, Jeevan mein, Jal mein, Thal mein, Sab Rupan mein, Sab Pupan mahi, Suraj mein, Sas mein, Nab mein, Jai Hero taha, Chit laye tahahi, Pavak mein, Arpon hu mein, Prithvi thal mein, So kaho kaha nah jahi, Vyapak hai, Sab hi ke bikhe. He is inside every single person. Vyapak hai, Sab hi ke bikhe. Then, Kach pahan mein, Parameswar nahi. There's no Waheguru in a stone, Maharaj is saying. He's not in a stone, he's in everybody. So it's Nirankar. But then this link to the next part. The other meaning of this, which is not really explored that much, about Sach. What is Sach? Because Sachkhand. Sach means Shabad as well. Bani itself is Sach. Bani itself is Nirankar. Maharaj says, in that Shabad we talked about previously, we said Gur Prasadi Har Man Vasya Purv Likhya Paya. What this means is, where does a Shabad, if the Sach is a Shabad, where does a Shabad sit? Yes, it sits here in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And when Guru Granth Sahib Ji goes home, we say Sachkhand. But it also sits inside the Pagat. Tithe Pagat Vasai Keloe. Those Pagats, they come and understand the Sach Shabad sits inside them. And it becomes Pargat. So Maharaj said, Sabad Mare. This is Nij Karvasa. If we die in the Shabad, if we mar the Shabad, mar means also to achieve. Doesn't just mean die, it means achieve as well. Shabad Mare, this Nij Karvasa. Ave na jave, chuke asa. Guru ke Sabad Kamal Parilasa. This person becomes fully enlightened. We know that Nirankar Waheguru sits inside the person as well. Brahmajnani Aap Nirankar. So this person now starts to have the Shabad come and becomes Pargat inside them. And then where is the Khand, where all these Pagats that are full of Shabada? See, this Sachkhand word only comes in Guru Granth Sahib Ji in Japji Sahib. If you Google it on the Sikhi the Max, you'll only find it here in Japji Sahib. The only other place it comes inside is Bhai Gurdas Ji Avara. Doesn't come anywhere else. But in Bhai Gurdas Ji Avara, Bhai Gurdas explains to us where is this Sachkhand. साध संगत सचखंड है. साध संगत सचखंड है. निरंकार गुर शब्द चिन्यान है. That the congregation, this Sad Sangat, is the abode of truth. Where the Shabad of the Guru, Guru Shabad, is recognized. We recognize Pashanlita. This is a very deep philosophy because it goes against everything we've been told. We keep thinking about Sachkhand as a place far away. We'll come to that later on. Why is this really important to understand for us? Because Maharaj is telling us where the Bhagats are sitting, where the Bhagats are, who have achieved the Shabad, that's Sachkhand. Not necessarily up there where Guru Granth Sahib Ji goes back. Here, this is Sachkhand. Now the Bhai Gurdasi says again, to explain it even further. Sahaj Sarovar Sachkhand Sad Sangat Sach Takat Haridi Chad Ikihi Pat Paudiya Nirankar Gur Shabad Sahidi. He says the holy congregation is like a Sarovar, Sahaj Sarovar, where we can bathe, we will get the ultimate bliss, Sahaj Avastha. Then Sachkhand Sad Sangat. This is the Sad Sangat here, this is Sachkhand. And then Sach Takat Haridi. This is where the Gurmukhs come and sit, the true throne. Chad Ikihi Pat Pavadiya. The same Pat Pavadiya we started right at the beginning of the 32nd Pauri, when it said Et Rahe Pat Pavadiya Chadiye Hoye Ikis. To become one with our Vaheguru, this Pauriya, Nirankar Gur Shabad Sahidi. The Shabad makes us meet Nirankar. And the clue of that is Vaho Vaho Bani Nirankar hai. This Jevad Avarna Koi. So it's a very deep message. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is trying to bring Sachkhand to us. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is trying to make us join with Vaheguru, so that the Sach, which is Vaheguru, becomes Pargat inside us, and then Sachkhand is here. They're trying to recreate Sachkhand right here for us. That's the power of Gurbani. Can you imagine? Everybody else is trying to hope for a heaven. Every other religion in this world is trying to bring a heaven after you die. Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is trying to recreate Sachkhand here. What a mission. What an amazing mission. And it can happen. It can happen because people have gone to heaven while they're alive. We're not trying to get heaven. Now some people say Sachkhand Nivasi. Nearly everybody we say nowadays who passes away, because we don't want to cuss them, we say, oh Sachkhand Nivasi. You know, people don't want to say, oh, only get Sachkhand, he was a Mada Banda. So we don't want to do that. So in the Ardas we say Sachkhand Nivasi. But are they actually Sachkhand Nivasi? If we didn't get there here, how are we going to get there after? It's Sach nahi hega. This is also truth, isn't it? Such isn't just the truth. It's not the fact that I wake up in the morning, spend all my day speaking the truth, and then when I go home I open my eyes and do Simran and I'm in Sachkhand. It's not that Sach that we speak, it's Sach. That's Vaheguru, Aad Sach, Jugaad Sach. And where is that Sach? It's in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Sachi Bani. So, where he says, Bhai Gurdasi says, Gunge di mithyaiyan. He says after this, about this bit about Sachkhand, because Gunge di mithyaiyan, Akat Katha, Vismad Bachidi. This bliss and this is hard to describe. Akat Katha. It's very hard to explain to someone who's from outside that we're trying to recreate heaven. They're like, what do you mean you're trying to recreate heaven? You're going to kill everybody? And then when it says Shabad Mare, people start getting scared. Are you trying to kill people? Shabad Mare. You see, because they don't understand how deep this path is. The Bible says, Gunge di mithyaiyan. This is what it is. It's hard to describe. The person who's mute, he just smiles and says, Vah. That's it, Vah. And then last bit, Gurmukh Sach Fal Sahaj Aliri. The Gurmukh, they get this true Fal, Sahaj Avastha. How do these two work together? One Sach Vaheguru up in the transcendental heaven, and one Shabad. Well, there's a very famous line that everybody misquotes. What I mean by that is, they don't misquote it, they say it, but they don't get what they're saying. Most people that say this line don't get what they're saying. The line is this famous quote, you know, higher than everything is truth, and even higher than the truth is the truth realized, living the truth. See, that can refer to the very basic life of not being a lying kind of person. But there's a deeper level. What's that Sach? Because what the line says is, Kete bandana ji ke gurmukh mokh dwar sacho ore sab ko upar sach achar. that the highest of everything is the true of realizing the truth. So it's talking about Mokh Dwar. Just the previous Pankti just said Mokh Dwar. So it's not about truth. What it is, that the higher than the truth of the Shabad is a Shabad which has become realized. The person who is living the Shabad, the person who is walking, talking, Shabad. At the end of that Shabad, to go even further about what this is trying to achieve, it says, Virla ko soji pai. Very few people understand this soji. What is this soji? Gurmukh man samjhaye. The Gurmukh, they understand this, they teach their mind. What is it? Nanak naam na visre chute shabad kamai. Nanak naam na visre. Don't forget the name. Chute, mukti from shabad kamai. To earn the shabad. So, when I learned about this, you think, gosh, have I been aiming for the wrong thing? My whole life I've been aiming for Sachkhand in the next world. Should we be trying to recreate Sachkhand here? That's what Gurbani is saying. Sad Sangat is Sachkhand. So actually, in Sukhmani Sahib it says again, what is that person who achieves such? Maharaj says in Sukhmani Sahib, you know that Shabad, that poetry which you read out earlier, the Ashpadi, Roop na Rek na Rankich, Te Gunte Prapin, Tise Bujai Nanaka, Tis Hove Suprasan. Just before that, Maharaj explained who is that person who achieves such, who has a Shabad inside them. Maharaj says, Jaake Man Gur Ki Partit. Who has faith in their Guru? Tis Jan Ave Har Prabh Cheet. They start to have Vaheguru inside them. What happens to this person? Pagat Suniye Teheloi. Everybody in all the three worlds calls them a Pagat. Jaake Hirde Eko Hoi. Only that one is inside their heart. Then Sach Karni, Sachta Ki Rahat. Sach Hirde, Sat Mukh Kahat, Sachi Drist, Sacha Akar, Sach Varte, Sacha Pasar, Par Brahm, Jin Sach Kar Jata, Nanak Sojan, Sach Samata. The one who achieves Par Brahm, Jata means to recognize, to achieve almost. Par Brahm Kin Jin Sach Kar Jata, Nanak Sojan, Sach Samata. They become absorbed in that Sach. So Sachkhand, Sach meaning the Shabad, the Sach Shabad that we've been given, this is what we're trying to earn. And when we get together as a whole bunch of people who achieve this Shabad, then there is Sachkhand. That's what happens. And then when we pass away and we do go to that higher transcendental heaven, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And that Sodar Sopur, Sodar Sokar, they are the same kind of people that were here. The ones that were the Pagats. The ones that were praying to Vaheguru, they were singing of Vaheguru, it's also there. So the Gurmukh is trying to have Sachkhand here and Sachkhand there. Ehe log sukhiye, par log suhele. Nanak har prabh appe mile. They'll meet us here and they'll meet us in the next world. We're trying to recreate Sachkhand in the Sad Sangat. So Shabad is really important. That's the Mehma of Guru Shabad. The whole of this is about why is Shabad so important to us. Why is Gurbani so important that every single person that comes here does Matha Tek? I listened to Katha this week and Singh said something really beautiful. He says, people Matha Tek to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they put money here, but they don't take it back. If you imagine you got up and you said, oh, I'll put £5 down, I'm going to get up and take it and go back home. People say, oh, you've given that. Oh, gaya, it's not yours anymore. But Satsang Ji, people come all the time, Matha Tek, and then they go back with their mat. They take their mat back home. They don't change. They come to Gurdwara, they Matha Tek to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they didn't learn anything. Sometimes it's the fault of the Gurdwara itself. They don't teach anything. Sometimes the person that's not willing to learn either. When people are coming here to they're coming to Sangat, they listen to Katha. But does their life change? Do they realize the truth? Do they live the Shabad? Do they start to do what it's saying? That's what this is about. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji was once asked the same question, what kind of Sikhs are there in this world? And Maharaj said, there's 3 types. And they said, bring 3 buckets of water and I'll show you 3 types of Sikhs. People said, that's interesting. They brought them. Maharaj inside one of them put a stone in there. In the other one, they put a piece of wood. And the third one, they put some sugar crystals, patashi. They said, leave these here, and tomorrow when we do Katha, we'll come back and we look at this and see what happened here. Next day, Maharaj says, now bring those buckets up. They said, put your hand in there and find out in the first bucket what's there. The first bucket was a stone one. They pulled out the stone was the same, hadn't changed. They pulled out the wood and it was swollen a little bit because the water absorbed into it. And they put out the patashi, there's nothing there. The patashi was absorbed. We talked about this ki jyo pani, sang pani. This message is, Maharaj says, there's three types of Sikhs. One Sikh comes to the Gurdwara and is like a patthar. They're not interested, they're not learning. Oh, honda hega. Sometimes you go to Gurdwara, you want to do katha, no one's listening. Even they tell you to hurry up. Can you get on with it please? Because no one's really interested in learning. You know, some people go to Gurdwara, and it's true you've been to places where the wedding is just a formality. No one listening to Anand Sada part, no one listening to Anand Karaj. It's just a formality. Get it done, let's go to the party later on. The groom is gonna hurry up because he wants to shave that evening and go back to the party. Or some people are so ideal, they won't even come to Gurdwara, they go straight to the party hall. I'll meet you there. I don't want to go to Gurdwara. The stones, they come to Gurdwara, they're not interested in learning. Matha tekta, panch pound paate, ardas is naam aa gaya, bas, go home. Then there's the other people, they come like with the wood. They come with wood. Why they wood? Because they sit here and they absorb something in. Like that wood, it gets soiled in water. They become a little bit soft. You know, you can bend wood after you've wet it. But the problem is, when they go back into this world, then they dry up again. Then they go back to how they were before. The water evaporates because they're not absorbed all the time. So they go back into Kaljug, then they have to come back every week. They have to come back. And in fact, it's good that we come to Katha, but it's not enough to go to a camp for a week and get Sikhi. Because that's what happens. They come back home and they go, oh, I wait till next year. They go back to the old ways. The third type is a sugar. Sugar comes into the Sadh Sangat, it's sweet, but they love their Guru and they really listen. Sunya, and then Manana, and then Nidhyasan. They do it. Then they achieve it. They're absorbed in Guru. Maharaj says those are the Sikhs they love the most. The ones that come here and they take this sweetness of Guru, they take this Shabad and they absorb it into them and they make it real. They make it real. So when Maharaj says, don't look at another woman, they don't look at another woman. They look at their woman, that's fine, but they don't go around messing around with other women. When Maharaj says, don't drink alcohol, drink Namras. If they haven't had it, they say, let me go and find Namras then. They don't sit here thinking, well, I don't know, I can't get Namras, let me just go to the pub instead. No. They come to the Gurdwara in the morning if they can at 4 AM and they try and find that Namras. If it's so important, let me try and find it. So then they come to Sadh Sangat. They go looking for it. They don't just sit and they think 9 o'clock, it's that 40-day Simran on Sikh channel, let me turn it off, I'll watch something else. No, they say, you know what, for these 40 days, I'm going to do it. I'm going to join in, I'm going to try and achieve this because Maharaj mere te bhi kirpa kar do. We know we're all useless. I know specifically we're all useless, yeah? People here that know me for many years, they know ki kita. But Sasangat ji, be like the sugar. Take it from Guru. Guru Sahib can make you achieve this. This is true. So Maharaj has told us again and again in Bani ki Vaho Bani Nirankar hai. This is Jevat avar na koi. There's nothing like Bani in this world. If you try it, you will achieve it. Maharaj has told us Bani, Guru hai Bani. Which Bani Amrit Sare? Everything's in Bani. If you're not doing Bani, if you're not reading Bani, start reading Bani. It will get you to this stage. Shabad Guru Surt Tun Chela. When Guruji was asked, Guru Nanak Dev Ji was asked, who is your Guru? This is what they said, Shabad Guru. Surt Tun Chela. My Surt, my consciousness is the Chela of the beat of the Shabad. Guru Mantra is the Shabad. Kirtan is a Shabad. Bani is a Shabad. Mool Mantra is a Shabad. All of this is all Shabad. Then Maharaj has told us again, Shabad Mare. To achieve the Shabad, make it real. So what we're going to do now is try and do some of that Gur Shabad. Because Vaheguru, Gur Shabad is also, the Shabad means mantra as well. So we're going to do a little bit of Simran. And this time we're going to ask Maharaj, if this truth is true, if you are such, if you are Ad such, Jugad such, Happy such, you are such, then let me become such with it. Higher than just knowing the truth, what we talked about is to make it real. So let's try and absorb ourselves in the Shabad. We'll do a little bit of Simran, then we'll finish off the Katha of the body itself, and then we'll go back into a Shabad, a Kirtan Shabad about this.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru,
वाहेगुरु 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 Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Bhai Surjit Singh, who's done also Katha in this country, who's from Punjab but he's part of Jatha, AKJ. He does some great Katha. And he was talking about how he came into Sikhi. One thing that happened to him is that he actually saw a vision where he was in a Gurdwara in Sachkhand. And Guru Amar Das Ji and their grandson, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, were there. In that vision, all the Sikhs that were the Sangat was all the Bhagats that had achieved something. So when I said, and in that Sangat, Guruji was just fulfilling the wishes of everybody. Whatever wish they had, like that, Sari Ichha, and like that they were completing all of them. And so when I said earlier that there's no person in Sachkhand, that's not exactly true, because the Guru Sahibs are there. They're here as well, but there the Sikh goes into the Sangat of Maharaj themselves, because it says in Bani, Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare, then Gurbani ke hai, Sevak Jan Mane, Partakh Guru Nistare. Partakh means the visible Guru. So Sangat, if you want darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji at the end of our lives, then let's follow Bani, then Guru Gobind Singh themselves will come for us. Guru Nanak Dev Ji themselves will come for us. Again, Bhai Gurdashi's told us again in their part, they say, Gurmat aap gavaya, Maya andar karan udasi. The Gurmukh loses his ego, and in Maya they become udas from the world. They separate themselves from the world. Then Shabad Surt live lean hoye. Their Surt is in Shabad, and then Nirankar Sachkhand Nivasi. Then they become Sachkhand Nivasi. If we start to make our Surt stick to the Shabad, Sachkhand exists inside us. Wherever we go, it will be Sachkhand. It's important to note for us, a lot of Sikhs don't know this. So I stress it again, just a little part here. It's important for us to all know that Shabad is revelation. It's not the case that Shabad is something that Guruji themselves wrote. No. Shabad came from Waheguru. Bani came from Waheguru. It's Turki Bani Ain. It's come from Waheguru. There's many parts that talk about this. I want to give you one example. We haven't talked about this example. In Bani, God is speaking with man as well. God is talking and saying man. Not tu. Not the Sikh is saying Guru's God's word. God is saying themselves. It says here. This is Sheikh Faridji. Sheikh Faridji says that God said to him, Aap savare main mile. Aap savare main mile. Main milya sukh hoye. God says to him, if you sort yourself out, Aap savare, then you meet me. Main mile. Main milya sukh hoye. If you meet me, God is saying, you will become happy. Farida. Now God is saying to Farid, Sheikh Faridi, God is saying, Farida, je tu mera hoye rahe. If you become mine, sab jag tera hoye. The whole world is yours. Man jeete jag jeet. When the mind becomes absorbed into Waheguru, this is what if you become theirs, then the whole world will be yours. And there's a great book by Bhai Raghbir Singh, who's written a book called Bandagi Nama. It's a very spiritual book. In that he talks about this. He goes, don't think of a person necessarily, but think of the Shabad. Put your Surt in the Shabad. Because when you start thinking about God as a person, it can lead you the wrong way. So think about the Shabad. Focus upon the Shabad, that is the such. And then he says that some people in Vedanta have thought at the highest level, when we get to this level, there's nothing there. So they think they're nothing. This is not exactly true. He says that when you get to the highest level, then the Shabad is there. The Shabad becomes Pargat. You become the form of the Shabad. So The Guru's actions, the Guru's quality becomes here, and then we become the roop of the Guru Shabad. Which is why Khalsa mera roop hai khas. That's what Maharaj is saying. The Khalsa is my special form because it follows everything I do and it becomes me. Because Guru is of three parts as well. We talked about this previously, that Maharaj has told us he has three forms. Guru Shabad, Sargun and Nirgun. The Nirgun part is everywhere, Nirankar part. But what's the Sargun form of Vaheguru? It's the Gursikh, who is following Guru Shabad. That is the form of Guruji. And there's a famous line, you know we say, Agya Payyakal Gita Bechalayo Pan Sab Sikhan Ko Hukum Hai, Guru Maneo Granth. The next bit we say, Guru Granth Ji Maneo Pargat Gura Ki Dehe. That is written by Gyani Gyan Singh Satsang Ji, is written by Gyani Gyan Singh. But Gyani Gyan Singh is paraphrasing another famous hukum from Guru Gobind Singh Ji to Bhai Prahlad Singh. Sri Darehta mein, Guru Gobind Singh said to Bhai Prahlad Singh, he says, Guru Khalsa Manye, no Guru Granth, Guru Khalsa Manye, Pargat Guru Ki Dehe. This is my body, he's saying. The Khalsa is the body of Guru, we know that. Then Guru Gobind Singh says to Bhai Prahlad Singh, Guru Khalsa Manye, Pargat Guru Ki Dehe, Jo Mujhko Milbe Chahe. Who could say this by Guru Gobind Singh Ji? Who would say me? Jo Mujhko Milbe Chahe, Khoj Inhe Mile. If you want to meet Guru Sahib, look in the Khalsa. Because the Khalsa becomes the true Khalsa, Jagad Jod Japanis Basar. That Khalsa becomes a Sachkhand Nivasi. They become a form of Guru on this earth. Then Maharaj says in this body, next part. So Sachkhand Vasai Nirankar can mean both. In Sachkhand is Vaheguru Nirankar, but also when we reach Sachkhand, Vasai Nirankar. Vasai, man which Vasai comes, its Nirankar Vaheguru becomes Akar, the Gursikh comes a form of Vaheguru. Then Karkar Vekhe, Nadar Nihal. Vaheguru is watching everything. This body is very similar to the Sodar body, because in that body Maharaj talks about the same thing. Where is that Vaheguru? And it says there as well, Karkar Vekhe Kita Apna, Jivtis Di Vadiyai. The same thing. So he watches over all of us. And while Maharaj is watching, they are doing kirpa upon us. Karkar Vekhe Nadar Nihal. He blesses people with their kirpa, and with that kirpa, the person becomes Nihal. They say, Fir Sat Sri Akal, Bole So Nihal. Bole, if you speak now, Maharaj said, if you speak now, then you become Nihal. You'll be blessed. You'll be like, wow. So, Karkar Vekhe Nadar Nihal, they do kirpa, Tithe Khand Mandal Varpand. There are planets, solar systems and galaxies. In that Sachkhand, everything is happening there. Vaheguru is doing all of this. Vaheguru is here as well. And it says in the same Sodar body, Gave Tohnu Khand Mandal Varpanda. The same thing, three things. So Vaheguru is making all the galaxies. We understand that the world is very big. When a person gets to this level of Sachkhand, they get to see all this that's happening. They get to see all the galaxies that are being made, how beyond this Srishti is. Then it says, Jeko Kathe Ta Antana Ant. Now we just talked about all the galaxies that are being made. What can we talk about this? Maharaj says, if you do katha of this, of what God is doing, of what Vaheguru is doing, Antani Hega. You will yourself die, I will myself die, but we will never be able to explain all the things that Vaheguru is doing. Every planet, every leaf on every planet, every microbe on every planet is living in the hukum of Vaheguru. How can we explain that? There's no ant to this katha. Then Maharaj says, Tithe lo akar. In that place, lo akar, it can mean two things. The different worlds and different dimensions are being created there. Akar, they are being made. Just the same as ik oankar, akar is being happening. But also Satsangji, people that have reached these places, they have reached Sachkhand, inside them, they say this line also means one other thing. Tithe lo akar. Akar means the forms. They say in this place, when you get to Sachkhand, then the bodies are made of light. Lo means light as well. Lo is the Punjabi word for light. Tithe lo akar. There the bodies are only made of light. So this physical Sri is called a Sthul Sri. And there's Suksham Sri, which is the subtle body, which is the soul itself. And in that place, the bodies are made out of light, because they're the light of God. That's why Sab mein Jod hai soe. That light becomes real. Tiste chanan, sab mein chanan hoye. Then that light, the bodies are made of light in Sachkhand. And then Jiv Hukam Tevetivkar. The people that reach this stage of Sachkhand, of that Shabad is what they are, then they live in the Hukam. Jiv Jiv Hukam. As Hukam comes from Waheguru, that's exactly how they do it. They don't do anything else. The whole world, all these, everybody who is Gavan, Tudnu, in that Sudar Pori, they all live in the Hukam as well. In Asa Diwali says, Jin antar har har preet hai, se jan sugur sujane Ram Raje, je baro polichuk bol de, pi khare har pane. If they say the wrong things from the outside, to us they may be wrong, but they are still in God's will, because they've reached that level of becoming preet with Waheguru. So, then, Vekhe Vigse Kar Vichar. In that place, Waheguru, who is a Shabad as well, who is Nirankar Shabad, Waheguru is watching. Vekhe, and they are Vigse. They are enjoying all of this. Vekhe Vigse Kar Vichar. They are in bliss and they are watching all of this. Like it says in Bani, Veh Mohtaj, Ve Parvaha. Waheguru is both Ve Mohtaj, independent, and Ve Parvah, without any Parvah. We worry, Waheguru is not worried. They're in control. We might worry all the time, what's going to happen in my life, what's going to happen in my mortgage, what's going to happen in my job. Waheguru is not worried. They're in control. If you are the one in control, you won't be worried either. But Maharaj is the one in control, we're not. So we give up that control. Vekhe, Vigse Kar Vichar. Vichar means Waheguru is thinking. Waheguru is not some consciousness that doesn't think. Maharaj has a man. They think. So it says here, Veh Mohtaj, Ve Parvah Nanak Das Kaho Gur Vah. Nanak says, wow. The people that reach this level, they're always in bliss as well. And Waheguru is always in bliss as well. But this is the next part, which is interesting. Maharaj says, Nanak Kathna Kardasar. This has two meanings, yeah? Nanak Kathna Kardasar. Karda means difficult. It's Kathan. Kathan is a word that means, Karda means difficult. Nanak says, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, to explain this, Kathan Karna, to explain this, Karda is very difficult, Sar. Now Sar can mean iron. It's like chewing iron, is what they say. No one obviously has tried to chew iron. Yeah? The point Maharaj is saying is that it's very difficult. You can't chew iron because your teeth aren't strong as iron. They're going to break. So to explain this katha of this Sachkhand is very difficult. So we can imagine, like, I've just done katha of this, so it's nowhere. It's nowhere that katha compared to what the reality is. Kuch nahi hai. That's why it's difficult. Because what we've talked about now, although it might be like, wow, or people we listen to otherwise like Sadhu Singh Maskeen, they might be like, they're probably 100 times better, if not more. Even then, the katha of this place is more difficult, very difficult. Nanak Katna Kardasar. But there's another meaning of this. Why is it difficult? We might ask. One of the reasons is because people in the world, they don't understand this. If you say to them that Waheguru is Vekhe Vigse Kar Vichar, they will be a bit annoyed. In that movie that I watched about, the invention of lying, he says there is a God, he says there's a man in heaven. Then he says that he's doing everything. People say, oh, but that means that he done all the bad stuff that happened to me. When they realize that God done all the bad stuff that happened to them, they all start swearing at God in that movie. Then the person reminded them, but God done all the good stuff as well. They go, oh, so he's bad, but he's also good. Oh. See why it's difficult? Because people don't get this part. It's very hard to understand ki mare rakhe eko aap manak ke kuch nahi haat. Nothing's in our control. It's very hard to understand this because we want to be in control. Our ego says, I should be able to control my life. Why is telling us you're not in control of your life? You can't even stop breathing if you tried. There's a nerve inside us that God has made that doesn't even let us stop breathing. It keeps on going. We will take our hand away from our mouth. It will happen automatically. There's a nerve inside us. Can't even stop breathing. We can't even make our heart beat. When it stops, we can't make it start up again. Nothing's in our control. But it's hard for the human ego to take this in. Because we want God to be of our understanding. We want the compassion to be there. So we want our life to be great. But actually, Maharaj is telling us, I can make your life great, but in your mind. Other people might look at it and think, Kinni maadi zindagi hai ye. But in your mind, you'll be in bliss. Because you're connected to me. So Maharaj is trying to make us into something else. What the world wants from God is not what Guru's trying to give us. Guru's trying to give us the truth about God. That we can be in Sachkhand while we live to the Shabad. So Nanak Kathna Kardasar says in Bani, Tu janoi sabse de laise jind kawao kar asan ditho chao. You're watching this and you're enjoying this. The people that died, you're enjoying it. Everything is in your hukum. How can we think that God is enjoying all of this stuff? Because the solution is also with God. The Khalsa is also Paramatam ki Mauj. We haven't realized this, that Khalsa has come to solve this world's problems. And we think, I don't know if I should join it. It's the winning team. We don't know if we want to join it. Mara says, Khalsa Kalpur ki Fauj, Pargatyo Khalsa Paramatam ki Mauj. The Vaheguru, in their joy, made the Khalsa. They go, let me create something no one's ever seen before. No one's ever seen anything like this Khalsa before. No one's ever seen Pai Mani Singh type say, don't start there, start here. Mauj, yeah. So this Khalsa, everything about Sikhi, Guru Sahib is trying to get us to get to this point where we say Chardi Kala. I heard a great understanding of Chardi Kala once. We say Chardi Kala, Chardi Kala. This is Chardi Kala, somebody said to me once. Chardi Kala is, if your leg gets chopped off and someone says to you, how are you doing? You say, Chardi Kala. Chardi Kala is the person in Dukh doesn't see Dukh. No one's seen that kind of people. But they've been shown. Guru Gobind Singh Ji made them. They made one person stand up to 125,000 people. Ehi hai ki Khalsa. That is the Mauj. So it's very hard to explain this. Nanak Kathna Karda Sar. But the other meaning of this Shabad, which is why the next body will be important, is Sar means the essence as well. The essence. It says in Anand Sahib we say Tatte Sar na jani. Guru Bajo Tatte Sar na jani. That people, Simr Sasar, these Simriti Sasar, they pun pa pichar de. Tatte Sar na jani. That the whole world is trying to understand what is good, what is bad. If you say to anybody, I follow Sikhi, I'm trying to get to become one with God, the next question they'll ask you is, are you allowed to eat meat? This is the level of thinking in our Panth. You do a whole katha. I've been to many places, universities, Sahar Sangaji, it's funny sometimes. You go to universities, you do a whole katha about connecting to God, Triyasam Dwar, and how you can do Simran and Sangat that we talked about. But Sahar Sangaji, when you walk outside and they ask you a question, the first question is, can I eat meat or not? Can I do this or not? The whole world is stuck in Paap Pun Vichar. All they think about is this good or is it bad? Can I do this? Can I not? They are like the stones. They're not interested in taking the laha of the Gurbani. What Gurbani is going to connect to God. They want to stay in their life. They just want to know, I'm okay. I'm not a bad person. They're looking for that reassurance. I'm not a bad person. I'm not going to go to hell. They're not interested in getting up in the morning and reading Japji Sahib and improving their life, connecting to God. Or Patharya. Or they're lakkad. They're going to swell up with water and they're going to go back into how they were normally. So, the Sar means the essence. Nanak Kathna Karda. It's very difficult to explain this essence. This essence of Vaheguru, how deep it is. This such Shabad is very hard to explain. So, it's hard to explain how we can, through the Shabad, purify ourselves, become Satyar, to the point where we can find Vaheguru. It's very hard to explain that process. That process of finding Vaheguru through the Shabad. It's very hard to explain that. Which is why Maharaj says it's a bit like purifying gold. So the Siddhs asked Guruji, what do you mean? Purifying gold, because gold is burnt, it's smelted, and then you get the 22 karat gold out. Before that it was just gold ore. So the next body Maharaj is going to explain to us in Japji Sahib why making gold from gold ore is very similar to making the Gursikh from the Shabad. Shabad, because it says Khadiye Shabad Sachi Taksar. This is what it comes. This is the link between this body and the next body, is that we're trying to purify ourselves. The essence which is inside us. The same essence, which is Man tu Jod Sarup hai, Apna Mool Pachan. Recognize where you come from. You've come from Vaheguru. You are the essence of Vaheguru. This essence is found to the Guru's Shabad. Guru's Shabad is how to define this. So we're going to go into a Shabad now from Gurbani, which talks about Vaheguru, the Saz, where is this such Khand. Before we go into that, we're just going to go into a few more lines about what is Shabad for us. Because in Bani, Maharaj tells us in Asa Diwar, how do we find God? Hame dire rog hai, daru bi ismahe, kirpa kare je apni, ta gur ka shabad kamahe. The whole game is about losing home, about ego, becoming one with Vaheguru. And our whole other stuff is to the Shabad. If we earn the Shabad, how do we earn the Shabad? By doing it. It's not earned by talking about it. It's not earned by sitting at home and looking at the gudka on the shelf. It's not learned by flicking the channel when it comes on to some katha. It's earned by doing it. Kamai. Kamai comes from doing. Same way you earn money in work. If you don't turn up, they don't pay you. They don't turn up for many days to cut you up. Kamana haiga. To do it. There's a video on our channel called Why Should I Pray Daily? Why should I pray? Why should I pray daily? And we talk about why. Kinu kamana ya. Bani is here for us. We have to earn it. We have to live it. So we'll do a bit of Shabad about this. The Shabad is by Guru Ajahn Pasha in Rag Suhi. Rag Suhi is a rag of love. Suhi Mahalla Chotha is Ananda College, isn't it? So it's a love. It's all about love. And it says here, Sukh Mahal Jake Uch Dware. Your mansions, my Guru, are so comfortable. Sukh again. And Uch Dware, your doors, your gates are so lofty. Sachkhand. And then Tam Meh Vase Pagat Pyare. The Pagats, the ones that go through Karam Khand, Tithe Pagat Vase Ke Loe, they live in that place. Tam Meh Vase Pagat Pyare. The Pyara Khasa also lives there. The one who achieves this lives in that Sachkhand. Sahaj Katha Prabhaki Atmithi. The Katha of Sahaj, the ones that gives bliss to my mind. This Katha which takes me to the highest stage of spirituality. Sahaj means equipoise, where we are no good, no bad, we have transcended it. This Sahaj Avastha from Katha of Vaheguru is Atmithi. It's so beautiful. And then Virla Kahu Netre Dithi. Rare is that person who sees it with their eyes. It's not the same as these normal eyes. Nanak Gunadi says, Nanak se akhiyan bayan, jit sandro mapiri. Those eyes are different who see Vaheguru. If you look at people when they close their eyes and they say Vaheguru, Vaheguru, they look up. Most eyes go up. Where are they looking? They're looking up here. Sachkhand, the door to Sachkhand is from Dasandwar. It's up there. When we open Dasandwar up, we're going to saw Sachkhand.
Prabha ki at meethi कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सुख महल जाके उच्च द्वारे सुख महल जाके उच्च द्वारे सुख महल जाके उच्च द्वारे तामे वासे भगत प्यारे सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी विरले काहू विरले काहू विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी तह गीत नाद अखारे संगा तह गीत नाद अखारे संगा उहा संत करे हर रंगा सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी तह मरण न जीवन सोग न हरखा तह मरण न जीवन सोग न हरखा साच नाम की अमृत बरखा सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी गुहज कथा एह गुर ते जानी गुहज कथा एह गुर ते जानी गुहज कथा एह गुर ते जानी नानक बोले हर हर बानी गुहज कथा एह गुर ते जानी नानक बोले हर हर बानी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी विरले काहू नेत्रों डीठी सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत मीठी सहज कथा प्रभ सहज कथा प्रभ सहज कथा प्रभ कीयत
Satsangji, obviously, when we hear this katha from Maharaj about how to find Sachkhand, how to get that Shabad to become real inside us, the next question we're going to have is, how do I do it? Although we started this 7-step process with the idea of ki Simran, we're still going to ask ourselves, how do I do this? Which is why Maharaj says, Nanak Kathna Karda Sar. It's difficult to explain the process to find this tat to the Shabad, but Maharaj is going to explain in the next body about how gold is made by heating it and smelting it. Same way we ourselves are going to make this Shabad real inside us. The true mint is inside us. So we'll talk about that next week. I'm sure I made loads of mistakes in the katha. Please forgive me. Bula Chukadi Khema Bakshi Ji. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.